last question. Question 7. Now, this question, you are given a Venn diagram representing information that was collected by Virgin Active. Now, they interviewed a couple of people and then they represented it in this form. So I hope you can see that. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, so F, these are the females that Virgin Active interviewed. S is the staff members, and V is the Virgin Active members. So you can see these circles overlap because if you look at your Virgin Active members, some of them will also be females. Some of the Virgin Active members will be NUST staff members because they were interviewing people around NUST. Okay, so some of you are a little bit confused about sets, but think about it as a circle. Anything inside this circle over here is a female because you're in the circle of a female. You're included on the list of females, so you are in the female circle. Then this circle is anything, this person over here or these people over there, they are staff members. These people over here, this 15, are also staff members because when I draw the circle of staff members, they're inside that circle. This 16, they're inside the circle of staff members, so they are staff members. So a person is not just one thing, it's either you're a staff member or a female. I'm a female and I'm a staff member, so I can be both, okay? But there are others where you cannot be both. You cannot be female and male. You cannot be a member of Virgin Active and also not a member, okay? So you cannot be inside the circle and outside the circle, but you can be a staff member and be a member of Virgin Active, okay? So if you want to find out where are the people who are Virgin Active members, so Virgin Active is this circle over here. So this 20, okay, it looks like a 30, but it's a 20. This 20 here are people who are part of the Virgin Active gym. They may be something else, but when I count Virgin Active members, I will count them as well. This 53, I will count them because they are in the Virgin Active circle. When I make the list of all the Virgin Active members, I will include them because they're inside that circle. Now this one over here, go to the first question, says what is X? Now this question is not asking what does X represent, it's asking what number does X stand for. Now if you look at this one, this X is not inside the circle of females because the circle of females is over there and X is not there. So this, maybe let's give a description of the people first before we work out how many there are. So these are not females, and when somebody is not a female, they are male. Are they a staff member? No, the staff member circle is over there and they're not there, so not a staff member. So they might be students. And then are they a member of Virgin Active? Virgin Active is over here, they're not in there, so this person is a male who is a student and not a Virgin Active member. So that's how I would describe that person over there. Now to work out how many there are altogether, we need to read the question. The question said Virgin Active interviewed 200 people. So they stood out there for a long time and they got 200 people. They asked them, are you a staff member, student? Are you a Virgin Active member or not? I don't think they needed to ask them if they're male or female. They could tell. Yeah, so we know that everybody that they interviewed was somewhere here. There's no other person that they interviewed that is missing anywhere there. So when I add X and this and this and this and this and this and this, it should all give me 200 because that is the number of people that I interviewed. So to work out what X is, all these numbers should add up to 200. I say 200 minus the sum of these ones. So I'll say 200 minus 10 plus 15 plus 23 plus 20 plus 16 plus 17 plus 53. Okay, and that's it. So I add up all these 10, 15, what, all of them, and then I subtract them from 200. Okay, and on my calculator, that should be very easy to see that this is 46. Okay, then the next one is how many female staff members were interviewed. So I need the people that when I look on the female, or I look inside the female circle, I will see them. And when I look inside the staff circle, I will see them. So this is the female circle. There's 10, 15, 20, 16, and the staff circle there's 15, 16, 17, and 23. So what numbers are in both of those? It's this one, 15, because it's in the staff circle, and also in the female circle, and 16. So this one will be 15 plus 16, which is equal to 31 female staff. Okay, so I think that one is pretty easy to do. Then C, male students. So here I'll just write it. So it's male students. In Virgin Active. Okay, so male students that are in Virgin Active. So they must not be a female, because it's one of the two, you either female or male. They must not be in the female circle. So this is in the female, doesn't count. This female doesn't count. This doesn't count, doesn't count. So I'm left with this one. There's this X here, but I know what X is, I worked it out, so there's those ones left. And they must be students. I think here with this question we're assuming that one cannot be a student and a staff member, you must just be one or the other. Okay, so that means you must also not be a staff member. So we've removed all the females, that is what we're left with. Then we have to remove all the staff members, and that is what we're left with. Now we also want them to be part of Virgin Active, so they must be inside the Virgin Active circle. So this X is gone, and what are we left with? We are left with 53. So the answer is 53. Okay. Then D, looking for staff not in Virgin Active. Okay, so we want staff members that are not in Virgin Active. So everybody who is not in the staff circle, we exclude them. So those will be excluded, and this X will be excluded. So we're only considering this 15, 23, 16, and 17. And the second one is they must not be in Virgin Active. So they must be in the S circle and also outside the V circle. So this, we start with the S circle. There's 15, 16, 17, 23. And then, but 16 and 17 are inside the V circle. So what is left is 15 and 23. D, okay, so it's 15 and 23. And when you add this together, you should have 38. Okay, right, I need more space, so I will move this over just a bit. Bear with me. Okay, so E says males not in Virgin Active. So this is males not in Virgin Active. Okay, so if they are males, that means they are not females. They're not in the circle of females. So this 10, 15, 20, and 16, we need to exclude them. So this 23, 17, 53, and X all represent different types of males. This one, male staff members in Virgin Active, male students, Virgin Active, males that are not staff and not in Virgin Active. So male students in Virgin Active, not in Virgin Active rather. Okay, so we want males. So it's these 23, 17, 53, and X. Remember, X is 46. I'm just gonna write it so I don't forget. Okay, so not in Virgin Active, that means they must not be inside the Virgin Active circle. So this 23 is not, so I will count it. This 17 is inside the Virgin Active circle, so I don't count it. 53 is in Virgin Active, so I don't count it. 46 is not in the Virgin Active circle, so I count it. And when I add that, I should have 69. The next one is staff members that are Virgin Active members. So this is staff in Virgin Active. So it doesn't matter whether they're male or female, as long as they are in Virgin Active, that is what we want. So they must be staff members and they must be in Virgin Active. So we start with staff. Staff is this one, 15, 23, 16, and 17. They're all inside the circle of staff members, so they're included in the first part. And then inside Virgin Active, it's only 16 and 17. They're in both circles. So staff members in Virgin Active are 16 plus 17. When you add that together, you should get 33. Okay, then G says, from those interviewed, how many members does Virgin Active have? Okay, so I'm not asking how many, when you go to, I don't know, the Grove or Marua Mall, how many members does Virgin Active have? That is probably a lot more than those they interviewed over here. So we're saying out of the 200 people that were interviewed, how many of those are in Virgin Active? So Virgin Active, we just look at the circle of Virgin Active and then we count them. So it's this one, 20. So it doesn't matter whether they're male or female. I'm just interested how many people go to Virgin Active. It doesn't matter whether they're staff or students. As long as they go to Virgin Active, I'm interested in counting them. Okay, so I start with this one. It's 20. 16, it's inside the circle, so I count it. 17 inside the circle, so I count it. 53 inside the circle, so I count it. So whether they're students, I count them. Whether they're staff, I count them. Whether they're male, I count them. Whether they're female, I count them. Whether they're all three, I count them. And then this I just add on my calculator and I should get 106 people. So that is quite a lot. So more than half the people that they interviewed that day were part of Virgin Active. So Virgin Active is doing well at NUST. That's good. Okay. Next one, how many female students are part of Virgin Active? So here we want female students in Virgin Active. Okay, so I want female students. So I will start with females. So because they must be female students in Virgin Active. So there are three conditions that they meet: females, students, Virgin Active. So females, there's this one, 10, 15, 20, and 16. Those are all the females. But I want female students, so they must not be staff members. So these are excluded, the 15 and 16. What is left? 10 and 20. These are the female students because they're female, not in staff, so I count them. These are females and not staff members, so they're female students. Okay. Then I have in Virgin Active, so they must be in the female circle, not inside the staff circle, and inside the Virgin Active circle, and that means it is only this 20. So here there's nothing to work out, just a matter of excluding some, and then you see what you're left with, and that is 20. Then after that, from those interviewed, how many are male or staff members? So male or Okay, when we use or, some people get confused. They don't really understand how that list is made up. So if I say if you are male or a staff member, you are counted. So if I pick somebody that was interviewed and I see that they are male, they are counted. If I pick somebody from those interviewed and I see that they're a staff member, then they are included. If I pick somebody who is a male staff member, they are included. If you just have one of the characteristics, then you are included. So you can think of it like an access code, I think. So they're saying we're inviting all males and staff members. So as long as you have a staff card, you can come to the party. As long as you are male, you can come to the party. Okay, so that means all the people that are male and those that have a staff card can come. So there are some females who have staff cards. As long as you have your staff card, that is like the party invitation. And there are some males who don't have a staff card, but because they are male, then they can come to the party. Okay, so let's look at our Venn diagram. So we want everybody in male, so that means anybody not female, so anybody outside this circle. So can count all those. So I'll start right over here. I have 46, and then I have 53, and then I have 17, and I have 23. That is all the males. We said as long as you're male, you're invited. That is the first criteria. And then we say anybody who is a staff member. Now I will just add to that, but you have to be careful not to repeat people. Okay, so here, so what I'm looking for is the staff members, but I don't count them twice. I'm only going to count the female staff members, because the male staff members, these ones, I included them already. You'll see the 23 is written there, so I'm not going to write it twice. So the staff member circle is only missing 15 and 16. So that's it. So that is everybody who has a staff card and everybody who is male. So when you add all this together, you should have 170. Okay. So again, I'm gonna make some space for you to see. So I hope you're able to see that part at the bottom. So it's 46, 53, 17, 23, 15, 16, and all that should add up to 170. Okay, we have just 2 more to go, and then we are done. The next one says, how many female students were interviewed? Okay, so let's look at that one. So this is J. This is female students. Okay, so how many female students did we interview, or did Virgin Active interview that time? Okay, so we go back to our Venn diagram. So we want females that are not staff members, because if you're a staff member, then you're not a student. We're assuming those are complementary. You cannot be both, you must just be one of them. Okay, so we look at all our females. These are the females, those are females, those are females, those are females. Why? Because they're inside the circle of females. Okay, but now we want female students, so they must not be staff members. It doesn't matter whether they're part of Virgin Active or not. So these 10 and 20. So this is 10 plus 20. This should be equal to 30. Okay, so this 15, we don't count them because they are staff members and we want students. This 16 are also staff members. They're inside the circle of staff members, so we don't count them. Remember, we only want the female students. Okay, then K.